one of the ways that I think is the best way to heal yourself when you're in a deep hole or hit rock bottom is to just be honest with yourself about what's going on. Whether they be, not see things worse than they are, but try and see things as they are, and then start there. And that's kind of what that song is about. A person that's in that place, they've hit rock bottom, and they realize they have to be honest with themselves now. They can't just, expect things to just automatically get better. The more honest you are with yourself and with other people and authentic you can be, the more good things will just start happening.
Welcome to the Better Each Day podcast radio show with Bruce Hilliard. Today and every day, reaching out for innovative ideas in every way. Today's show is brought to you by your future. It comes with a lifetime guarantee. Make a better each day now, baby. Better in every way. Basketball and writing songs. Today's guest has taken hoops and guitars and other life lessons to help not only himself, but others have better lives. How do you pronounce your last name, JJ?
McGuigan.
McGuigan?
Correct, yeah.
I'm sure you've heard it said 4 or 5 different ways.
Yeah, it's usually McGuigan or...
Yeah.
They start to say it, and then they just ask how I say it.
J.J. McGuigan, good morning, and you are in Wichita, Kansas currently?
Yes, I am currently in Wichita.
What do you do in Wichita, Kansas, other than you're a Wichita lineman or something?
Really, there's not a whole lot. It's like a big, small town. It's a pretty big sports town. It's got Wichita State, which has been pretty competitive in basketball and baseball. Don't have any real football teams, but... a lot of it's just kind of, for me personally, doing a lot of music, and then I help coach basketball.
What is the basketball? You work with a basketball program? Do you coach? Or?
Yeah, it's like I'm the assistant coach at Newman University. It's a Division II school here in Wichita. I played there back in 01 to 05. And... knew the coach all growing up and everything because he coached at the high school where I went to high school at the same time. And so I just followed him basically as a player, and then I started helping out coaching about 7-8 years ago. And then he retired, and then the head assistant took over, who I'm pretty good friends with. And so I just still doing that and enjoy it a lot. It just kind of helps balance out.
That's got to feel good.
It does. It really does. It just kind of gives me 2 outlets to kind of dive into that don't really feel like work.
Yeah.
So that's always a good thing when you can really enjoy doing something a lot that you're not dreading.
I want to share something from your bio if I can, and it reads, I want to share with you some of the things about me that are important in my life. I am very much an advocate for mental health awareness. At age 16, I was diagnosed with OCD and depression, among other things. Life since that time has not been the same.
Yeah, when I was 16, and in a year or two leading up to that, but really when I was 16, I had a breakdown, and, was at first diagnosed, with obsessive compulsive disorder and depression. And anxiety, and then, also got a diagnosis of schizophrenia, which, wasn't nearly as bad as it could have been because I got diagnosed early and, found a good help, a good treatment center, good doctors, and everything, and got on, the right medications early enough where that didn't become as bad as it could have. But speaking of basketball was a big help in my recovery because I didn't play basketball my last 2 years of high school. I was just too ill. My junior year I practiced with the team and everything, but just wasn't healthy enough to really contribute or anything. My senior year I didn't play at all. But when I went to Newman, the head coach out there said, "Well, why don't you just come on and be the equipment manager for a year and whatnot, and practice with the team, and with the hopes of joining the team as a player." And so I did that for a year, and then the following year was a walk-on, and then got a scholarship the last 2 years. And then and that played a huge part in my recovery, just having that outlet as well. And about that same time, when I was 18, 19 in college, I picked up guitar.
Yeah.
I was originally played drums, for a few years, just with some friends and whatnot, and we did some 90s grunge cover songs, which was just fun as could be. But, kind of put them down for a bit. But then about 18, 19, I picked up guitar and really found an outlet in that, in being able to, learn guitar, express myself lyrically. And that just became huge as well in my recovery. And I like to, one way I look at my life now is that each day is one day of recovery that you can thrive in at the same time, and because the mental illness side of things, it tends to be a chronic thing with all of us. We all have mental and emotional afflictions or things from the past, or just certain things we all got to deal with day to day.
That's so true.
And music and basketball help me do that.
Wow.
And so those years were pretty pivotal in my recovery and everything. And then once I was about 23, I knew I wanted to be a songwriter and just be able to do that until the day I die. Whether I make money at it or not, who knows?
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things I feel I need to do for myself and in some way for other people, to reach other people, if that's possible. So
that's just the perfect story for what this podcast is about, because I think there's, beyond science, there's a mojo, a magic to music, I think, that is untapped. And you just summed it up very well. I think it's a good thing for people to get involved with, and a lot of people don't get involved because I don't know how to read music or something like that. You don't have to be able to read music.
No, I can't read music. Yeah. I can read tab a little bit, but that's about it.
It's too tedious.
And to be honest with you, my ears aren't very good. I was naturally kind of tone deaf. I've worked on them.
No way. There's no way.
I'm not able to match pitches as well as your average person would be able to.
You fooled me.
Someone trying to do music for a living, but still, you'll find your way. Absolutely, and you're doing an awesome job of it. Did you take those experiences and apply them to the lyrics that you write? Absolutely. I can tend to be a little dark, but I try and not be just totally one side or the other. Life's about both the dark and the light, if that makes sense. Yeah. I just kind of said that, but
no, it's
not black and white. It's not all good, all bad. I want to try and blend in my negative experiences, if you call them that, to just reach people that are in that as well. And through music, and that's one of my main goals with music and writing and everything, is to be able to do that. Tap into those dark places and try and heal them and possibly heal whoever's listening to it as well.
And you're all over it. Your songs are great.
The current song that we're kind of pushing now is In All Honesty.
Oh.
So we've got a lyric video up on it now that won an award. The LA Music Video Awards for Best Lyric Video, and it was just a really well done video to the song. And that song's it's also retrospective or introspective again, and just kind of about being alone and not one of the ways that I think is the best way to heal yourself when you're in a deep hole or hit rock bottom is to just be honest with yourself about what's going on, whether they be not see things worse than they are, but try and see things as they are, and then start there. And that's kind of what that song is about. A person that's in that place, they've hit rock bottom, and they realize they have to be honest with themselves now. They can't just expect things to just automatically get better.
In the open field where everyone has gathered, I find there's no one there for me. Locked away in my room, I try not to think about the reasons why I'm on my knees. And in all honesty, I've been searching for someone like me. To be honest with me now is the only way to climb back to the light and face the day. 'Cause I struggle just to stay alive and keep my sanity. 'Cause without you in my life, who am I to be? And in all honesty, I've been searching for someone like me. I've been searching for someone to set me free. To set me
You know, the more honest you are with yourself and with other people and authentic you can be, the more good things will just start happening. I believe that. I don't know if that's true, but...
you know, I do, and I think it's very good advice, and I hope somebody hears that and takes heed, because I think you can really simplify things by being brutally honest, brutally objective, and just cut out all the confusion, distractions, and all the things that are out there.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I totally believe that, yeah. I think it's just one of the ways that we can kind of cleanse ourselves, you know. Sometimes we're afraid to do it because we beat ourselves up, and we shouldn't do that. It's just be honest. Don't make it worse than it is, but be brutally honest, like you said, and objectively honest, you know, not so much take everything personal that you're saying or that other people say to you. When they're just trying to be honest. You know, that's something I need to work on a lot, is just, you know, artists tend to be sensitive people, and I think, you know, what we gotta do is just allow the honesty to come in and take it for what it's worth. It doesn't necessarily mean it's true if someone else says it, but if we resonate with it, then there's some truth with it, you know what I mean?
It's kind of like
take it for what it is.
To me, there's like life has this big buffet table, and you can take your tray and go down So you see what they have, take a shot, and leave the rest. And but it's so distracting, so confusing that there are a lot of shiny objects and a lot of just things that, if you think them through, are not going to work out. So.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm going to cut.
Oh, I like. Yeah.
What's that?
I like that analogy.
Oh, I get all analogy, metaphors, and all that stuff. I tend to think in those terms for some reason. But I too write songs, and I dip into that bag of tricks because it communicates well. I'm not a religious guy, but the Bible's a bunch of parables, a bunch of if this then that type stories, and I think that's good. I think what you're doing is really important too. You ever run into situations where somebody that's so depressed they want to hurt themselves? Have you helped anybody in that respect?
I have. When it comes to someone in that situation, I think the last thing someone should try to do is say, "I can heal them right now," and throw a bunch of advice at them. Because I've been on the receiving end of that, and I've also probably done it as well. But the most important thing we can do in that situation is just to listen to them, and whatever they want to say, let them say it. Say, "Hey, I'm not going to judge you in any way, shape, or form for anything that you've done, or whatever's causing you this pain. Just say whatever you got to say." And then the more they feel safe saying whatever they got to say, that'll heal them, at least in that moment, better than anything that is said to them.
As I wander, searching for a place I've never known, like the time that I see your face makes me realize there is something real out there. And I wonder how long till I reach this place. Home sounds like a nice idea to me. Don't tell me that there's nothing out there. This life has had its way with me. Breathing in, home is where I wanna be. And I wonder, why am I all over everywhere, walking circles and acting like I'm going somewhere? Sometimes I feel like I just wanna start this over. And I remember just how far it is we've come. Home sounds like a nice idea to me. Don't tell me that there's nothing out there. This life has had its way with me. Breathing in, home is where I wanna be. Shines its light from outer space. I will take you and we will never turn away. When all is said and done, you will be the only one that I will need for all eternity. Home sounds like a nice idea to me. Don't tell me that there's nothing out there. guess life has had its way with me. Breathing in, home is where I wanna be.
Do you find that writing and just writing things down, not necessarily even lyrics, helps you kind of get your brain clear?
Yeah, I'll do that on my laptop just because I can type faster than I can handwrite.
Oh.
And so it comes out to where it's just a long rant.
Yeah, I don't.
But it feels good, you know. It's just a long rant that if you go back and reread it, it's just going from one thing to the next. But it's just about the release, like you said, just putting it out on paper or typing it out. You know, it's just one of those things that it just has its effect on you. You know, and I think it's good to do that, to journal, to write in a diary or whatever it is. Just 5 minutes a day, you know, can help a lot, I think.
Good advice. You're the man. So, what were your musical influences?
I'd have to, you know, early on, the first band that ever got me into, you know, rock music was Live with their album Throwing Copper.
Yeah, it's great.
Back in '94, I think that came out. And I've stuck with them ever since, and then picked up bands like Creed when they first came on the scene, and Breaking Benjamin, Cold, Stained, when they were together. Bands like that just really convey a lot of emotion and can do that well with a good melody. You will have me anytime. I also like, you know, acts like Ben Howard. He's kind of a abstract folk artist, real big in England. Just really like his stuff because it's not so cut and dry. You know, it's different, but it's familiar. It's very acoustically driven music, and just really like his stuff as well. And so, but yeah, anything that does that, conveys emotion, I like. So
yeah, your flavor of music is more on the folk side. I hate to pigeonhole anything, but so you kind of took the bands you're describing were somewhat electric. Yeah,
that is kind of an interesting contrast. Is that the bands I really get into are heavily electric bands. And then I try and just take that influence and put it to an acoustic, and just go with it, basically. So
you run it through your process, and it comes out J.J. McGuigan.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it just comes out however it comes out, I guess, is kind of the deal. But yeah, I always love those bands, and I'm getting more into the folk sound. I always liked it, but I never really, you know, would play that a lot. You know, I'm a huge fan of Bob Dylan, because, I mean, how can you not if you're a songwriter?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, yeah, he's more like a prophet than a musician. But no.
I don't get that guy, yeah. But, and people make fun of how he sings and stuff. You just don't get it. He's not trying to be a swooner or a singer. That's not what he does. He's telling you a story. He's giving you some lyric that paints a picture. It takes you somewhere, you know. Totally does.
Right.
But a lot of people, he sounds like he's singing through his nose.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, he can do those songs, and it just sounds like a prophetic voice from the clouds almost talking to you. And I'm not a religious guy either. It just has that feel of it to me. But yeah, just to be able to reach people with your lyrics alone is pretty positive. And that's kind of my goal, is that no matter how it's sung, what style it's sung in, how many instruments, if it's full band with an orchestra or just a guy up on stage singing with a bass pedal, it can still be effective.
Yeah.
You know?
And your message is, you know what, sometimes it's bleak, but things are going to be okay.
Yeah, that totally, man.
I like
Totally.
that a lot. Is there another song we can talk about on your list here?
Yeah, Letter is another one.
Letter, okay. Let's talk about Letter, and it's all in capital letters. What's up with that?
I think it was at the time I was just really excited about that song. And
Good, please
the
be.
whole thing. And it's just one of those songs that I'm one of the songs I'm most proud of to have written. Just because I think it can hit everybody, and it's not so much about one aspect of life in particular. It kind of touches on all of them in a way, but it's kind of like you're trying to find your place in the world while still fighting the world. You know, you're fighting the people you want to be a part of. You're not sure about things like you're not saying what you want to say. You feel you're not being heard. You're misunderstood. Sometimes that's the worst feeling in the world.
To have a message, and for some reason can't convey it. It could be maybe you don't know how to articulate it, or somebody doesn't know how to listen to it. It could be a whole lot of things in between that too, I suppose.
Totally, yeah, that's totally hit the nail on the head. It's just, and then it causes you to feel kind of lost, and it's basically, this person, at the end of the song asks this angel who comes their way to, hey, could you read the world this letter, for me? It's everything that I've wanted to say and couldn't say and everything. And that's kind of the imagery that's at the end of the song.
Afraid of what's in my mind. I don't like what's in my heart. 'Cause how life is and what I believe in feels like two worlds apart. As I walk along in the midnight, a fool drowning in his pain. Could you treat me like a brother and let me know I'm not alone when I feel this way? It isn't easy to admit this about me, and I only hope that you'll listen. Say a prayer. We'll climb every mountain, cross every sea, and maybe I can show you there's something special about me. But fight the world as I search for a place to belong. 'Cause all they've ever known from me are all the things that I've done wrong. I may be the worst of sinners, and you could be the greatest saint. Or could you treat me like a brother? For tonight we can be one in the same. something special about me. Decide to come my way, would you read the world's letter? It's all the things I failed to say. I wanna read the world's letter before tonight. I just want you to stay. Gonna read the world my letter, then I'll be on my way.
Way cool.
Yeah.
I really appreciate talking to you. I think you're inspirational for a lot of people, and you have something to do right after this interview. What is it? You told me.
I have a basketball meeting just out there at Newman. So
you're just busy doing good things.
thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. This is a good interview. Thank you.
You take care, and I really, I'm hoping the best. You deserve the best.
You do too, man. You do too.
All right, JJ.
Thank you.
You have a great day.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the Better Each Day podcast radio show with Bruce Hilliard. We'll be back with a new horizon, but until then, honor the future. It comes with a lifetime guarantee.
And we're all just trying to make the next day a bit better.